Video cut out on me, so there's a little glitch in the system here as I kind of go back through some of our mangrove information. So mangrove forests are an extremely important habitat because they do protect shorelines from heavy surf. So they end up creating a kind of area of calm where the tides and the waves cannot actually impact any of our ocean organisms. What's really cool about mangroves is that they have actually adapted super thick leaves in order to prevent water loss. So all plants go through a process called transpiration, which is getting rid of that excess water from cellular respiration occurring. While mangroves, because they are in that salty environment and because we know that osmosis would draw that water out into that salty environment, they've actually adapted these super thick leaves with a very thick cuticle in order to prevent that loss of water, thus maintaining an osmotic balance. All right, so a lot of different species actually live in the mangrove forest. Lemon sharks are a beautiful creature. So they are kind of a yellowish, tan, sandy color shark. And they actually use the mangrove forest to give birth, and then those babies actually live within the root systems of the mangroves before they can be large enough to actually protect themselves. All right, the only truly marine plants, and this is the last little bit of kingdom plantae that I'm going to go over, are our seagrasses. For example, an eelgrass. So an eelgrass is the most common seagrass. We actually find these carpeting the bottom of the ocean, and they reduce the movement of waves and currents. So a lot of people actually drive over seagrass areas and don't even know that that is what they are looking at. So they pollinate through the water. They are completely submerged, and they basically carpet the entire ocean floor. But they provide this very calm habitat, much like the mangrove forest, in that they do, like I said, reduce the movement of the waves and the currents. So they actually kind of work as a buffer area. And then our last little bit are some of our salt marsh plants. And we can see these all over the Outer Banks, all up and down the coast of North, South, and Georgia. But we see a lot of these cord grasses. So cord grasses are salt tolerant marine plants, which are only submerged completely at high tide. So a lot of times when you're driving over the bridges to get out to the beach areas, you'll drive over these salt marsh areas and you'll see people kayaking through, you'll see boats kind of moving through them as well. But these cord grasses are some of our salt marsh plants. They do have salt glands to them, so they actually help kind of work with maintaining that osmotic balance. We do find these a lot in our estuary ecosystems.